Welcome to Sweet Talk SLP. I'm Krystle and I'm a pediatric speech language pathologist. And today is another episode of Sweet Talk Tips. But before we get started, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, I invite you to subscribe. Also like this video and share it with your friends. Let's get started. Today's Sweet Talk Tips will be going over choices and how I use them in therapy. I give choices to all of the kids I work with. The youngest child I have is probably about 2 years old. The oldest child I have is 17 or 18 years old, and they all get choices. Now, the choices vary, and their response to accepting a choice varies. And so I'm going to go over all the types of choices I provide in hopes that this helps you in therapy or at home with your children. So let's talk about the easiest of choices. You are showing a child two things: ball, car. I try to limit using any other words. Sometimes I use none, and it's just showing them the objects in themselves. Sometimes I have toys in bags, and so it's picking up the bag and you can see through it so you know what's inside. And so I might pick up a ball and a car. I might say ball, car as I'm providing these choices in hopes that the child will, 1, grab the item that they want, 2, point to the item that they want, 3, label the item that they want. I accept all 3 forms of communication. Now, as children get older and have more verbal abilities, then I might not use pointing or grabbing, and instead for them to make their verbal choice. But for my younger population, they can definitely grab the item that they want or point to it. I sometimes use choices when some of my kids are having a hard time, and I'll give choices that give me the end result that I want. So it might look something like, do you want to clean up the toys, or should I clean up the toys? Do you want to pick the next activity, or should I pick the next activity? Do you want to take a break, or do you want to keep playing? I also use open-ended choices. For some of my older kids, what would you like to do today? Often I'll show them all the things that I brought with me in my bag. I might label them, I may lay them out for them, and then give them the opportunity to make the choice for what type of activity they want to play with or work with while we're working on their objectives. Providing choices really helps encourage and motivate kids to communicate, whether they're not using language, whether they do have some verbal communication, whether they're using signs, pointing, and or picture communication. Here are some things to remember when you're giving choices, particularly with your younger population. 1, be at their level. If your child is on the floor or your patient, you should be on the floor with them. Your face should be very close to their face. The choices of toy, snack, activity should be very close to their face. It should be very close between the both of you. So be in their space. 2, wait. Give them some time to respond, whether they're grabbing, pointing, or using verbal communication or picture communication or whatever it is that is working for that child. Give them time to respond. 3, communicate very clearly. Model very clearly. Ball, car. And 4, respond or reinforce their choice. Ball. Let's play ball. Ball. Let's play ball. So in one instance, I just gave the verbal reinforcer and then played with the ball back and forth, probably labeled ball a whole bunch of times after that. The second time you saw me say ball and point to it. And again, play with the ball and we'd probably say ball a whole bunch of times. What are your favorite ways to use choices in speech therapy? I'd love to know. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, I hope that you'll consider subscribing, like this video, share it with your friends, ring that notification bell. You'll be notified of my weekly uploads. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.